Ladies and lads, last weekend I had my very first big accident while driving a car. It sucked. So, first and foremost, the most important thing, I am safe, I'm healthy, and the people I hit are also safe and healthy. No injuries, nothing. It wasn't a big, huge crash, 100 kilometers per hour crash, no. I'll get into that in a second, but I'm very thankful to the Lord for the protection and for how everything went because it was a rear end crash. I swerved to the left, I parked, they parked behind me. I get out of the car, I go to them, they come to me. They asked me, "Hey, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." Check the damage. We look at his car. His car is not that much damaged, right? I look at the car I was driving. It looks like I was going 50 kilometers per hour or 60 kilometers per hour. It is pretty bad. Here's a picture. As you can see, it is not my car. It is not the WRX. The WRX currently is down. The clutch fork is gone, and the starter motor I think is fried. So I'm saving up to fix everything, and then this happened. Anyway, I'm very thankful to the Lord for how everything went afterward because these two guys, they were kind of young. I think between 23 to 30. That's the range. Fairly young. And they were so nice. So nice with me, so understanding. They didn't chew me out, they didn't scream at me. Oh my god, it was the best possible first experience when it comes to a car accident for me. It was so good. So we exchange information. We call the police for the report. They file it, and then the tow truck comes, and that's it. We left the car. We're gonna go back and see the car at the end of the video. But that's pretty much what happened. Now let's get into the nitty gritty as to what exactly happened there and what we can learn from it. Now, the very first thing is that it was my mistake, right? My mistake, my fault entirely. The second portion, though, is something that is kind of funny. We'll get to it, but let's start with the first mistake. It's your typical you check your blind spot. By the time you turn back to look in front of you, the car in front brakes and you don't have time to evade. That is exactly what happened. So we were in a three lane, we were on the highway, three lane. The fourth lane was the one joining the highway, and I was on the third one. So I was in the one where everyone joins the highway, and they were kind of slow. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on the left, which is the middle lane. So I check. I do this. I check. By the time I turn back, the car in front of me is so close, already braking. I don't panic, thanks to my reflexes, playing video games, and being calm pretty much. I don't panic at all. So I just turn left really hard in order to evade, but it's too late. The distance wasn't enough, so I hit them on the rear left, and for me, obviously, it's on the front right of the car. That was my mistake, not being on the brake. Oh, also, when I do that maneuver, when I check my blind spot, obviously I'm not on the gas. I let off the gas for the car to slow down, and when I get back to it, I don't have enough time. That was my mistake. But there is an extra reason as to why that happened, and it is because I am too used to driving manual. Let me explain. I've been driving manual since I was 18 back home when I got my driver license in 2008 when I was 18. I'm now 35 and I've been driving since then. Most of the time, manual cars. So between 2008 and 2011, I was driving back home, manual cars all the time. I went to the US, and from 2011 up to 2013, 2013, I wasn't driving any car. In 2013 to 2015, I was driving a motorcycle. Then 2015, towards the end, I bought a car, which is this one, Sign TC 2006, manual, of course. And from 2015 to 2019, that was the car I was driving. Never had any sort of accident or incident. I was good. Now, when I got to Canada, 2019 all the way to 2022, I believe, I wasn't driving my personal car. I was driving a bunch of others, people's car, which were most of the time automatic. And from 2022 up to now, I'm driving, obviously, this car, WRX. So that's my background. And most of the time, like I said, my personal car, always manual. I'll always go for manual most of the time. Now, what is the big deal? Well, in my car, in this car, and in other manuals that I always driven, when you let off the gas, regardless of the gear you're in or your speed, you will start slowing down. It doesn't matter which gear you're in. If you're in fifth gear, you're 100 kilometers per hour. If you let off the gas, you will start slowing down. Now, this is not exactly the same in an automatic, specifically the RAV4 I was driving. I was driving that car, when I let off the gas, the car doesn't slow down as much as in this car. It slows down a bit, but then it keeps a certain speed. So let's say I'm at 50 kilometers per hour. I let off the gas, the car starts slowing down 47, 45. And then it keeps it at 45 for a decent amount of time before slowing down again. And of course, since it's an automatic, it will downshift when it downshifts and slow down even more in the same manner. Whereas in a manual car, you let off the gas, the car will slow down immediately, way more than an automatic. Now, I knew about it and I've noticed it when I was driving that car specifically. But it didn't register for me how big of a deal that was, because in a situation where I was checking my blind spot and letting off the gas, if it was this car, I would have time to come back, look in front of me, see that the car braked, me getting on brake, and everything is fine. But it was not the case with that car. When I let off the gas, yes, it slowed down a tiny bit, but it kept pretty much the same speed all that time when I was checking and turning. And that split second, that split time, that split distance was enough for me not to be able to react. And then I had an accident. So it's kind of funny and annoying at the same time, because again, I was aware of it, but I didn't register how big of a deal that was going to be. And that happened. But again, the first reason is kind of my fault as well. I could have been on the brake. It is what it is. Can go back in time and fix it. And it's kind of good that I'm having this experience now, because now I know. Oh, this is something I forgot to say. The guy I hit, he just got the car. The car still was on temp tack, taped on the back window with paper. He just got the car. I felt so bad. But thankfully, the insurance is going to take care of both sides, so I'm okay. But I feel again bad. I crashed someone else's car. Kind of sucks. So I was going to Eurocrazy, a car event, to make videos, to take pictures. It was on a Saturday. It was 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. I went there on Saturday, got the accident, couldn't go. And then all that night, obviously, you're thinking about it. What if? What could I have done differently and all that? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make sure that I get all of these ideas and what if out of my system right away. So what I did is I asked one of my friends to borrow her car and to go to the event. I explained the situation, how I crashed my cousin's car, and she was like, it's okay, it happens to everyone. You can take my car. You're not gonna crash it. I was like, thank you. So I used her car. Her car is an underaccord. And same thing, I've tested that on her car. You let off the gas, the car slows down a bit, and then keeps that same speed forever. I was like, why? Why is it like that? Stupid automatics, man. But anyway, went there, came back, no problem, no issue. All that thinking is cleared in my mind. I'm not a bad driver. Yes, it was a mistake. I did an accident, but I'm not a bad driver because of stupid automatic. Anyway, it's done. So yeah, that is my experience. Take what you can learn from it, especially if you are used to driving manual and that at some point you get to drive an automatic. Have that in mind. It is very different. At least the cars I drove, very different. I don't know if all the automatics are like that, but that's my experience. Let's go and see the car. All right. Here is the damage. Again, if you compare this to what the car I hit had, you'll think like it was a big crash. It wasn't that fast, but still, it is crazy that it had this much damage on this car. So the headlight seems to be fine, but right behind it, the bracket is completely destroyed. I'm hoping none of the suspension is compromised because that'll be even more expensive. But all they have to replace, from what I can see right now, is everything here. Hopefully, it didn't move too much here. Doesn't seem like it did. Yeah, that is pretty much the damage.